Today I am celebrating my 5-year anniversary of saying yes to myself, going all in, healing my relationship with food, and ending binge eating. And it's so crazy to think because it literally feels like it was just yesterday that I was having like these crazy urges. I was feeling completely out of control with food. Like it felt like it was just yesterday that I was feeling completely out of control with food and I was binging every single day. But it also feels like, oh, hey, Nora, she's one of my membership clients. Brittany's a membership client. Hello, everyone. It feels like it was just yesterday, but it also feels like so much time has passed. And there's so many lessons that I've learned. There's so many incredible lessons that I've learned. I want to share a few lessons with you guys today of a few things that I've really extracted and what really helped me get here in being successful in healing my relationship with food and ending binge eating, because I believe everybody has the power to transform their relationship with food. Like, I truly believe that at my core, because I was at rock bottom, okay? Like, I literally felt batshit crazy around food. I was binging every day. I was impulsive. I was going through these out-of-body experiences. And hey, Cindy, my membership client, if I got here today, not only ending my binge eating, but maintaining a binge-free life for 4 years, like, I know that you can do it as well too. And I know you can do it, right? I know you can do it, but there are certain things that I did on my journey that made huge shifts in my relationship with food and the reason that I'm here today living my binge-free life. So the first thing that I would say that really supported me was you gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the work. You guys hear me say this all the time, like, you gotta take action, you gotta take action, you gotta take action. And it's so true. Like, with anything in life, if you want a transformation, if you wanna change your life, you gotta put in the work, right? You gotta put in the work. Like, you can't just expect yourself to become better. Like, you have to be willing to show up and put in the work. And I was ready for that. Like, I truly believe that there are some people in this planet, in this world, that love going after their goals. Like, you're probably very ambitious. You probably go after what it is that you want. And throughout my entire life, I was always a very ambitious person. Like, I got straight A's in school. Like, I went after everything that I wanted. Like, I worked hard for the things that I wanted, and I had to work hard. Like, in school, I wasn't that person that can just not study and get straight A's. Like, I had to put in the work. So I feel like I was kind of accustomed to that. And I knew that ending my binge eating was going to require me to actually show up and put in the work. And it is required. It's not rocket science. Like, ending binge eating is actually not as complicated as you think. There are very specific key tools that you have to implement over and over and over and over and over again to rewire your brain, but you got to put in the work. Like, you have to show up for yourself. And it's not, I'm just going to show up for myself when things are good. I'm not going to just show up for myself when I feel good about myself, or I'm having a good body image day, or, I stepped on the scale and the number on the scale went down. Like, I feel so good in myself. Like, I'm going to keep taking action. I'm going to take action on the days I feel good and on the days I don't feel the best. That's what I did. I showed up for myself every single day. There were so many moments, so many times in my journey where I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. I would have a binge, followed by a binge, followed by a binge, followed by a binge, or I would not binge for a short period of time, then I would have another binge, and I didn't let that stop me. I didn't say, well, I guess I'm not going to stop my binge eating. I'm like, no, this is a journey. I need to trust the process. I'm going to continue to show up for myself every single day because I know what I want. I know I want a binge-free life. I know you want a binge-free life. You want a binge-free life. You want to sustainably end your binge eating. So if you want to sustainably end your binge eating, you can't be looking for a quick fix. You can't be looking to just put in the work for like one day and expect results. Putting in the work means I'm going to show up today, tomorrow, next week, next month. I'm going to put in the work. Not just when it's easy, not just when I'm feeling good about myself today, so like I'm going to show up. It's putting in the work even on the days you don't feel your best, because that's what's actually going to compound and create this ripple effect where you start to have binge-free days, binge-free weeks, binge-free months, binge-free years, and beyond. You can't be afraid to put in the work. You guys know, if you're in any of my programs, like I always say this, like action equals results. When you show up and you actually take action, that's when you're going to experience a transformation. If you struggle with binge eating for, 10 years of your life, 20 years, 30 years of your life, there are certain things that you need to do differently in order to get a different result. So you might be right now so used to like weighing your food or going on these diets. That's not what's required to stop your binge eating. And when I say you got to put in the work, it's not about just trying harder. You don't need more motivation. I did an entire training on that yesterday. But ending your binge eating is not like I just gotta try harder. It's not about that. It's about, okay, these are the specific tools. These are the specific tools that I need to implement to feel less guilty around food. These are the specific tools that I need to implement to help me become less impulsive with food, to be able to get back in tune with my hunger and fullness cues. These are the specific tools that are brain-based tools, brain-based techniques that are gonna help me stop my binge eating, and I'm gonna put in the work to implement those tools. It's not just about like, fingers crossed, I hope I don't binge today. Like, that's exhausting. You shouldn't feel exhausted when you're healing your relationship with food when you have the proper tools. Now, back in 2018, when I was trying to figure out how to stop my binge eating on my own, well, I was exhausted because I was just throwing shit at the wall and like hoping that it would work. Like I would be trying to like distract myself and stay busy, and I tried to like keep foods out of my house, and I'm like, just don't do it. Like I would literally tell myself like, just don't binge tonight, as if that was going to transform my relationship with food. So you need the proper tools, and you got to be willing to put in the work. All the clients that I work with, the reason that they're experiencing these transformations, you guys see me post about my clients all the time, screenshots, sharing their wins, making incredible progress, is because they're showing up for themselves. They're putting in the work. It's actually so much simpler than you think. You join a program, you extract the information, you learn the tools, and then you're an action taker, so then you go implement the tools. Oh, right, Lorna said, if I'm feeling guilty with food, this is what I need to do. Okay, I'm gonna go do it. Lorna said, the next time I feel the urge to binge, this is a very incredible tool that I can use that will help me to not give into the urge to binge. Okay, I'm gonna use it. And then as you're taking action, you start seeing results. And when you start seeing results, you're like, holy shit, I can actually do this. And then you get excited. And when you are excited, healing your relationship with food doesn't feel scary. It feels exciting. And you keep going and you keep going. And then that is how your binge-free days turn into binge-free weeks, turn into binge-free months and beyond. So that is the first biggest lesson that I learned, being 4 years binge-free, is you got to put in the work. You got to show up every single day, and you got to be putting in the work to utilize the tools that are going to transform your life. The second biggest lesson that I have for you guys in what really helped me end my binge eating is you need to feel the fear and take action anyways. there's going to be many times on your journey where there's fear. It's normal. It's normal to feel scared. You've never healed your relationship with food before. It's so interesting when people message me and they're like, you know, like when people join my programs, they don't let fear stop them. They're like, I'm scared, but like, I'm going to do this. Like, I know I'm ready. But fear is normal. You've never healed your relationship with food before. Of course you're going to be scared. This matters to you. You care about your health. You care about your family. You care about your job. You care about your life. Of course there's going to be fear, right? Of course. But you can't let the fear stop you. I joke all the time and I said, I like to say, like, I shit my pants a lot on my journey to healing my relationship with food, because like when I was transitioning from tracking calories and macros into intuitive eating, I was scared. I'm like, I'm already out of control. I already don't trust myself. I already don't know when I'm hungry and I don't know when I'm full. So imagine like just eating intuitively without any food rules. Like I'm going to blow up like a freaking balloon. I'm going to gain 1 bajillion pounds. But that didn't stop me. I wasn't like, oh, I'm scared, so I'm not going to do it. It was like, I'm scared, but I know this is the next step for me. I knew tracking calories and macros was horrible for my mental health. I knew stepping on the scale every single morning was so toxic for my mental health. It literally made me be in the shittiest mood at 6 a.m. And I'm like, I don't need that in my life. So just because something feels scary doesn't mean no, don't do it. And there's different levels of courage that you're going to have to experience on your journey, right? So maybe at the beginning, the first step of leaning into the fear and taking action anyways is like, I know I'm impulsive with food. I know I'm thinking about food 24/7. I know that I'm out of control. I'm eating in secret. Like, I know that. Okay, I'm going to get the proper support. I'm actually going to invest in support so that I could heal my relationship with food. That's one step of like, holy shit, I'm scared, but I know that's the right step. That was for me. I'm like, I can do this on my own. I know a lot about nutrition. I know a lot about health. Like, I can do this on my own. And I'm like, well, Lorna, you're not doing it on your own. Like, you're still out of control of food. You're still thinking about food. So I got the proper support. Was it scary? I mean, anytime you do something that's new, it's like, yeah. But I'm like, I know this is the right thing for me. So I did it. When I deleted my FitnessPal, holy shit balls, this is scary. And I did it anyways, and I took action anyways, right? So there's going to be different things on your journey where there's going to be fear. Even like allowing myself to have chocolate during the day was like the scariest thing for me. And I'm like, I feel like this is so wrong. Like, I don't allow myself to have chocolate during the day. Like, this is wrong. It felt scary. But I knew that I needed to do things differently if I wanted a different result. If you're feeling out of control with food right now and you're binging and you can't control yourself, you can't just continue to do the same thing that you kept on doing over and over and over again and expect yourself to heal your relationship with food. Like, different action is required to get a different result. And that's what I kept on reminding myself. It's okay to be scared, but it's not okay to let fear stop you. You are here to live an incredible life. You are here because you want to eat like a normal person. You are done with dieting. You are done with weighing and tracking and measuring your food. You are here on this planet to go and live an incredible life for yourself, where you can just eat normally without weighing, tracking, and measuring your food, where you can go travel with your partner and live an incredible life and make memories without having food thoughts be on your mind all day long. That's what you're here for. And when you know that deep down, like, I am here to live an amazing life, you don't let fear stop you. You are a badass. And you're like, it's okay if I'm scared. I'm going to take action anyways. That's what I did. The third thing that made the biggest difference for me in really healing my relationship with food and conquering binge eating is community and support. I felt broken in 2018. I felt broken. I felt crazy. I'm like, nobody else thinks about food as much as me. Like, there's literally nobody else on this planet that is thinking about food from the time that they wake up until the time that I go to bed. Nobody. Nobody else comes home from work, opens up their pantry, and knows intellectually I'm full, but continues to keep on eating. Nobody else experiences, like, I am going through this out-of-body experience. It doesn't feel like me when I'm eating. It's like somebody is controlling my body. I'm like, I'm broken. I feel crazy around food. I'm like, nobody else does this. And I know that now I wasn't the only one. But I felt broken because I was trying to figure out how to do this on my own. Nobody talks about binge eating. Yes, Nora says, as a Root and Rewire member, community is key. Yes, Nora is such an incredible part of our community inside of the membership. If you are craving community, the membership is truly the place to be. But I remember feeling so alone because nobody talks about it. Like, I didn't go out with my girlfriends telling them how out of control with food I was feeling. So if I wasn't being open to other people, that made me recognize other people might be experiencing this as well too, but nobody talks about it because there's so much shame and there's so much embarrassment about it. But when you are actually part of a community of other women who are going through literally the exact same things as you, you're like, thank God I don't feel alone. And everyone in the community can attest to this. It's like, I don't even know how I would have been able to get through that crazy strong urge if I didn't have the community. Yes, community is making such a difference for me. Yes. You're in the 21 day challenge. I love having you inside. I can't wait for our coaching call later today if you're able to make it. So community is everything. And it's not just about being celebrated. Like, having people to lift you up and celebrate those wins of like, hey guys, you know, I was able to go grocery shopping and pick up some bread, or, you know, I was able to make myself a delicious dinner without feeling guilty. Like, that's great to be celebrated. But where also community comes into place is just seeing everybody talk about what they're experiencing, and you're like nodding your head up and down like, that is me, that is me. Like, thank God I don't feel alone. That can transform your relationship with food sometimes far faster than any tool. Community, community, community. I didn't try to stop my binge eating on my own. I invested in the right support, and I was part of a community, and that transformed my relationship with food because I'm like, I don't feel crazy. My husband never understood binge eating. My mom never understood binge eating. Heck, a therapist doesn't even understand binge eating, or your doctor. Unless somebody has lived experience with binge eating, they're gonna look at you like you have 25 eyeballs and be like, what are you talking about? Or they're gonna say, oh yeah, well, I overeat all the time. Yeah, well, I mean, I feel guilty too. And like, sometimes I have like 1 or 2 more cookies, and you're like, no. Like, I have the entire box of cookies, and then I go into the pantry, and then I finish the ice cream, and then I go for sweet, and then I go for salt. Like, you're like, no, you just don't get it. And how exhausting is it trying to explain binge eating to somebody who doesn't understand it? You're like, I'm so exhausted. And then that's what makes you feel broken, because you're like, nobody gets me. I get you. The people in my community are gonna get you. But if you're not part of a community and you isolate yourself, you're gonna think like, I'm just crazy, I'm just addicted to sugar. Right? So those are the biggest things that really help me transform my relationship with food is, number 1, actually putting in the work. Like, you gotta take action, you gotta show up for yourself, you gotta be committed. And like, for all of my programs, like even like my membership, right? It's 6 or 12 months. My academy is 4 months, because you gotta be committed, not just for like, I'm gonna be committed this week. I'm gonna like say I want a better relationship with food, and I'm gonna like try this week. Like, no, if you want to heal your relationship with food, you got to be committed. Not just for a short time. It's like, you want to sustainably end your binge eating. Why are you still trying to do something in a quick fix manner of like, how can I stop my binge eating next week? You're not here for a quick fix. You're here to sustainably end binge eating for good. So you got to be committed long term. Today, tomorrow, next week, next month, the next few months, you got to be committed. You got to be willing to put in the work. The second thing that really helped me transform my relationship with food is having a good relationship with fear, leaning into the fear and taking action anyways. Even when it felt scary to introduce chocolate into my diet, even when it felt scary to allow myself to go out for dinner, even when it felt scary to delete my MyFitnessPal and eat intuitively, I did it anyways because I knew what I wanted about a relationship with food. And the third thing that really transformed my relationship with food is the community aspect, not trying to figure this out on my own, getting the proper support, also connecting with other women that just understood me. Those three things made the biggest game changer. And everyone in the membership can attest to that. So this is what I wanted to share. I can't even believe it's my 5-year anniversary. I was telling Andrew yesterday, I'm like, it's my 5-year anniversary. And it's just like crazy to me that like 5 years ago on this exact date, January 31st, 2019, that was the day I invested in coaching, in support, and I truly decided to go all in healing my relationship with food. That date changed my life forever. I still remember sitting in my office. I was a personal trainer at the time, and I remember sitting in my office and I'm like, there is no other choice but to do this. I know I'm done with diets. I know I'm impulsive with food. I know that I'm thinking about food all day long. I know I have an unhealthy relationship with food, and I know what I want. I want a better relationship with food. I want to be a good example to my kids one day. I want to be the best wife. I want to be the best partner. I want to live an incredible life for myself. There's no other option than to heal my relationship with food. So I did things properly. I got the right support. I said yes to myself. And so much has changed for me, but also it's like freedom is so much closer than you can even imagine. And I'm not just saying this because I read a book and I'm like, well, it seems simple. I've lived experience, you guys. I'm not just saying that it's actually so much closer than you think because I want to make you feel good. It's I've gone through this experience myself. I know what it takes to stop binge eating. I know how to help you get here. I know the exact tools that you need to be implementing every single day to become less impulsive with food. I know how to help you get rid of your urges because I've gotten rid of my urges. I haven't had an urge to binge in 4 years. I know how to help you become less impulsive with food. I know how to help you release guilt. I know how to take you there because I've gone through the path myself. You got to trust yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to be putting in the work. You got to be willing to actually show up for yourself. And you do that, and I know you will because obviously you're here, you're listening to this, you care about your health, you care about a healthy relationship with food, you're an action taker, you're a badass, right? It's I know you're gonna do that. And when you do that, you believe in yourself, you know that you can conquer, and you're just I just need the proper tools to be able to help me get there, you're gonna be unstoppable. You're gonna be, in a few years from now, looking back at this day, being so freaking proud of yourself that you decided to commit. Yesterday, I was literally getting emotional because of how much my life has changed. I used to literally, I was just reading a comment. I try to watch being shouted at. I'm very passionate about what I do, so that's me. What was I gonna say? Yesterday, I started getting emotional because I was just thinking about that girl that was spending hours over exercising, that was starving herself, that felt broken, that felt alone, that hated her body, that person, myself, a few years ago, I just wanted to like hug her and squeeze her and just like say how proud I am of no longer letting diet culture take over, no longer over exercising and using it as punishment for how much you've eaten. Like, I'm so proud of that version of myself that said yes to myself. Imagine if I didn't actually go all in and heal my relationship with food. It's not about me being binge free. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have the knowledge. I wouldn't have the experience. I wouldn't be able to support you in transforming your relationship with food. When you say yes to yourself and you start healing your relationship with food, you're gonna feel so damn proud of yourself. You're gonna experience things with food that you never thought was possible, like being home alone and having no urge to binge. Going out for dinner with your partner and not having to look at the menu a week in advance. You just show up, you open up the menu, you're like, that looks good. You don't look at the calories. You're like, that's exactly what I want. And you order it. And then you go home and you're full and you're satisfied. You don't binge because you didn't choose the lowest calorie option. You're not stuffed because you're back in tune with your hunger and fullness cues that you can stop eating when you're full, even though the pasta dish was so delicious, the pizza was so good. Like, you know how to stop when you're full. You don't have the all or nothing mentality anymore. These things are going to happen for you and you're going to be mind blown. You're like, how did this just happen? And it's because you made a choice. You dedicated the time and you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to put in the work. And you're going to get here. You're going to have a healthy relationship with food. I don't have any doubt in my mind. I know you're going to conquer binge eating. I know you're going to conquer binge eating. You absolutely will. I know you are. You know you are. So let's do this. Let's freaking do this. You're one decision away from a better relationship with food and changing the entire trajectory of your life, your relationships, your career. Everything starts to change when you put in the work to heal your relationship with food because you get your mental real estate back and you're not thinking about food 24/7. So thanks for being here. Thanks for allowing me to celebrate my 5-year anniversary of really saying yes to myself. Passion, drive, believe in yourself, trust food, trust the process. Tiffany, yes, 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 yes. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate. It just feels like the greatest feeling, but this is not about me. I really wanted to share some tangible things that you guys can start to implement, the biggest takeaways that I've extracted from my journey that you can start implementing right now. I want to help you end binge eating faster than I did. I want to help you in the most efficient way. I want to help you be able to spend more time with your family and your children and your partner. That's what I want. That's what I'm here for. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to support you guys in having your binge-free year, your binge-free month, your binge-free years and beyond. Like, I am so excited for you because I know it's possible. So thank you for allowing me to share. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.